got about a 3-hour drive. See you guys when we get there. Well, made it to the destination, got the tractor loaded up, got it all strapped down, well, chained down. But we didn't record anything because we just barely beat all this rain, and it's gonna rain the rest of the day. So, sorry you didn't get to see that part. And you're not gonna get time lapse for the trip home either. So, unfortunate. But you'll see the tractor when we get there. Actually, you might be able to see me here. It's there. Yeah, just climbing hills. No big deal. Ooh, the water. Now we're going downhill. We'll do this for another couple hours. Quick update, it's still raining, but we're, I don't know, hour and a half-ish from home. We had to stop and get fuel. Tractor doesn't run, or the truck doesn't run on hopes and dreams. So. I wish it wasn't rainy so you guys could see all the changing colors in the leaves. It's really pretty. I know it's her favorite time of the year. Climbing some hills, pulling some weight. It's still back there. So we made it home. We're going to unstrap this, chain it. We're gonna get it off. As you can see, we still have more As you can see, we still have more storms that are coming. So we're gonna get stuff put away. It's already pretty wet out. We actually were originally going to unload it on the road and decided that we could make it in the driveway, and we were able to, so let's get started. Like we mentioned, it's gonna storm. It's supposed to be severe storms tomorrow. The shop is packed.
All his babies are inside.
That's not true. Can you figure out what's that inside?
No.
You.
I'll be inside. Talking about all the
Anyways, everything fits in here, not by much, but it does fit. Just with a...
I have a question.
What?
Did you tuck them in and read them a bedtime story and kiss them goodnight?
I'm about to.
Okay.
Do you
what
wanna...
story do they get?
The little engine that could.
It's good.
I don't have a little engine though. Well, I guess this gets to be a small engine.
Little but mighty.
It is. I think it can move a lot. Anyways, we'll see you guys in probably 2 days, because that's how long it's going to be until the storms pass, and then we'll show you the tractor. We got pretty lucky last night. Didn't get any severe storms. However, we have a better chance today. Last night was only like a 40 or 50% chance. Tonight there's a 65% chance. Basically, the typical fall. The typical fall or even early spring weather where we have chances of large hail, tornadoes, high winds. So hopefully we get lucky and it misses us again. Playing fetch with this Yahoo. And then we're gonna get that tractor unpacked from in here and show you. This is the 1984 8030 Allis Chalmers mechanical front wheel drive that we purchased. This is replacing our 1981 7045. You can see it does have some damage to the grill. Is it gonna end up getting fixed? I would like to, yes. I gotta take that grill to, we have a body shop guy here in town and I'm hoping that he can fix it. Now, the loader is a TA46 Westendorf and it only came with a bucket. Needless to say, the bucket can be useful for us, like when we're loading the manure spreader, but in reality, I need to make hay forks for it. I don't think I'm gonna do it the way we normally do it. I actually think I'm gonna get the pieces that go on here, the quick attach pieces for the loader, and weld a skid steer plate, the quick attach for skid steer plate on there. And then I think I'm just gonna make it to where I can use skid steer attachments up here. And I'll probably also run 2 more lines down the loader so that I could connect, for instance, a auger for a post hole digger, grapple bucket, etc. The other thing, does have the exact same engine as our 1981 7045. It's a 426 Allis Chalmers. Runs good, starts good. Our Allis's aren't known for how well they start in the winter by any means. And generally at say 50 or 60 degrees, our 7045 doesn't fire right up. It has to crank over a couple times and then it fires. This fired right up. Now this morning when I fired it up, I'm actually about to take the sweater off. Even with being wet, it's still getting warm out. It was, I don't know, 54, 55 degrees, and inside the shop it was actually, I think it was 56 is what the temperature thing said. I mean, it fired right up. Didn't even probably do a full crank and fired up. So night and day difference as far as that goes. Not sure why this one starts so well, because even ones that have a fresh rebuild don't always start that easy. Sometimes it's just, they're not cold weather friendly. And part of it's probably the compression ratio, the timing of your injector pump, etc. Oil was changed at 5,011 hours. It is due for an oil change. And not because, well, partially because the simple fact that we didn't do the oil change, but the other reason is because it is approaching 100 hours. So I actually intend to change all the fluids, the filters, everything. Again, not because the previous owner actually did really well. He maintained it very well. I have no complaints. Yeah, the only thing, like I said, I'm gonna change the oil just because it's just something I do. Does have quick attach for the loader, so we can disconnect them right here, and then we can go ahead and connect our, disconnect it right here and set the loader down for times that we don't need the loader. It also has a full rack of weights. I'm not sure if I'm keeping the weights. I don't know yet. And the reason I say that is because the front wheelbase, or the wheelbase on this is quite a bit, not quite a bit, I guess. It's about 1.5 feet shorter. So from the center of the axle on the rear to the center of the axle on the front, you can see where it's at right now, right? Well, the center of the axle, if it was 2-wheel drive, would actually be right here. So right about there is where, shoot, I might point you guys in there. The center of the front axle on a 2-wheel drive tractor would be right about in here. And that kind of, you know, if you look at that, so from here to there, I know on your screen it's probably an inch or two, but in real life, it's about 1.5 feet. Quite a bit different. And while it doesn't make much of a difference as far as loader work, it actually would help us in the loader work situation. It's gonna hinder us a little bit if we were to disc which we do need to do that in a couple of spots. A couple of fields, or pastures rather, are going to get changed up. And then also if we're going to use a no-till drill to overseed something. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I want to do some dirt work with it first, and even some brush hogging, because the brush hog itself is pretty heavy. Just to kind of see where we're at. If it's not bad, and you know, say that I could just leave the loader on to do my disking or something like that, or whatever groundwork I'm going to do, then no big deal. But if it's pretty rough and shows that, hey, I need it, then I'll end up keeping them. I'll just have to take them on and off as needed. The downside to it is, with those weights, the tires are actually filled as well, which is good for loader work and even for dirt work, but we don't do a whole lot of dirt work. The biggest thing that we probably do that's going to require, you know, to have extra weight would be, like I said, if we were going to overseed something with a no-till drill and disc. I'm a little concerned, just a little, because this tractor weighs right around 18,500 pounds. If you take the loader off, we're probably down to 17.5, which, you know, again, if I take the weights off, then I can get down even farther. I can get down to about 16.5. That doesn't make us much. I mean, it makes us 1,000 pounds lighter than our 70/45, because I can take the loader off, but it's really hard to do on that one. It's easier on this one. It just worries me because, like I said, the reason we bought this is because spreading manure in the wintertime, there's days that it rains, there's days that it's sunny, there's days that it's frozen. Unfortunately, getting in and out of the hayfield is the problem area. Once we're in, the ground is actually pretty solid even after it rains a lot. We just stay away from the low points. But it makes it to where we've got to figure out what's going to work well as far as keeping everything from getting rutted up. It does have a Fosse valve on it, and a Fosse valve is very similar to what we have. Oops, sorry. A Fosse valve is very similar to what we have on our tractor. The difference being that ours literally comes out and it plugs into, say, this remote right here. Well, the Fosse valve basically makes it to where you're adding a remote through a second. I don't like the design that well. Like I said, I am more than likely going to switch it and take the Fosse valve off and probably put it on my 70/45, and it'll sell with that. I need to clean the inside yet. It's not filthy or anything like that. I just want to clean it up, get the windows clean, etc. PTO shield's right there in the corner. I'll put it on. And then that's the pieces of the grill that need to be fiberglassed back, which I'm not a fiberglass person. I'm not a bodywork person in general, so like I said, I'll have to take that to somebody. All of our heat and air controls are right here, and then we have a dome light, and the dome light actually works off of the door opening and closing, or you can turn it on with this switch right here. Kenwood radio works well. I don't have any complaints with it. Air conditioning vents are all right here, and then there's more that face down that blow onto the windshield, and then there's more right back here to defrost the back window as well. Other than that, inside's pretty much the same. Temp gauge doesn't work on the dash. This one right here, this one does, and I actually like this better because on this one you can't tell, you know, so let's say that it's halfway. Does that mean it's at 200 degrees? Does that mean it's at, you know, 220? What does that mean? I like much better having an actual temperature rating from the signal. There are some extra, so I don't have air conditioning, pressure, lights on the 70/45, but for the most part all the others are basically the same. The dash is much different. This is like a thin metal, whereas the other one was much thicker and also painted to match. But I like the design. This was the step into the modern era of tractor cabs. Way more space, way more visibility. You know, the potential to have a buddy seat, which we don't have a buddy seat. But what I'm probably going to do is actually just put a cushion on here for the kids to sit on. I need to do the cab kit. It doesn't need a full cab kit. It just needs the pillars. You know, the ceiling is actually okay. All this looks good. But the pillars and the wheel wells definitely need it. This could use it. Yeah.
Oops. I need to tighten that up, I guess. Yep, it's a little loose. That's better. Other than that, the controls are pretty well the same. This is my remote 1, remote 2. PTO is right here. I like the throttle being over here instead of on the dash, but what I don't like is I don't have my throttle, the foot pedal throttle. I don't really like that. I would really like to have a foot pedal throttle. I'm going to look into seeing if there's a way to put them in. If you know of somebody or know of a kit, please link it or comment down below and tell me where it's at. But other than that, it's power shift. It does have an air ride seat. It'll air up right here. And there it is. Well, that's probably gonna do it for this video because we gotta get to church. So thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. Like I said, I'm gonna get her cleaned up and greased up probably tomorrow. We're supposed to get some severe storms tonight, so everything's gotta go back in and out of the way. Yeah, it's really a dream come true. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed week. We'll see you next time.